Afternoon. Today we're going to go through how to edit underwater photos that are a bit flat and a bit difficult to edit and how you can get the most out of them. So let's dive straight in. The intro made me feel sick. Why did I have to make a diving pun? But yeah, anyway, we're diving straight. Oh my god. We're getting into Lightroom. We're not diving, we're getting into Lightroom now. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. This is a edit I did the other day because this is a photo from back when I went to Bali. This is from Amed, I believe it was. It's a small town on the east coast of Bali. Awesome little town, can't wait to go there. But yeah, they had some awesome snorkeling locations and got this photo, and it's quite flat, to be completely honest. It's very flat. It's a very flat photo, and as you can see, I've done a lot of work on it to get it. As you can see from the history tab, I've done a lot of work on it to get it looking like this. And I wanted to go through the process behind how I got it looking like this, and kind of take you guys along. So we're going to start from scratch, and we're going to clear. I have exported a copy, but that hurt a lot. So, first things first is I'm going to warm it up a tad. Just a tad to get the colouring looking a bit more where I want it. Exposure is fine at the moment. We're going to put a bit of contrast in, darken the shadows, lighten the highlights. You know the drill. Then we're going to go highlights. Put a bit of highlights out of that. I don't like the way they're affecting that splash there. Pull the shadows out. Put some whites in. I know they're affecting the splash over there, but I'm thinking we'll sort that out in a little while. I'm going to crush the blacks a bit. That's different. That is kind of cool. I kind of rate it. We'll leave them at 60 for now. Okay, clarity makes a massive difference in underwater photos. If I pull that straight up, this one's not a very good example because it actually looks kind of good, but if you pull it all the way up, it usually looks horrendous. But you can see the effect, especially on that splash it's having. So I'm going to put that to about 50 mark. Little bit of dehaze, I think. A little bit of dehaze, and then now this could probably do with a going up an exposure stop or two. We're going to put the vibrance up, but then desaturate a tad to give it a bit more of a muted look, which I like. And then we're going to drop in 3 points into your tone curve. Start, we're going for a general S curve, like so. Push those mid-tones slightly up. Pop in a couple of extra points. Fade out the blacks a little bit. Just gotta play around with this till you're happy. Really. I don't like how dark I am. That looks good for now. I don't like how dark I am, but we're gonna fix that in a minute. That is look at that tone curve. Jesus Christ, that's drunk. Okay, we're not going to affect any of the other colours. Right, are we? Push. Pull that down a tad. Greeny boy. How's it affected? Tad there as well. More green. Where does it affect? Well, that's really affecting there. Push it up. There we go. There we go. That tone curve is drunk. Okay, so then H, L, and colour. There is no reds in that, so we're not even gonna touch them. Orange. There ain't really either, so we're not gonna touch them. No, my voice cracked. Goddamn. Yellow, my boys. Also, not really much of you in there. Green. Are you there? A little bit. We're not going to touch you. Aqua. We know you're here. We know you're here, mister. We're going to desaturate and we're just going to brighten the aqua up a little bit. For this one. Blue, I hope there's blue in this. Oh, that's artsy as well. Desaturate. I want the luminance in this, bit of saturation back in. I'm just going to bring my blues a little bit more towards the teal aqua sort of way. And put some highlights back in. Pull a little bit more shadow out. A little bit more black out as well. Actually, I'm very tempted as well. Push the image back a little bit towards blue. Don't think there's any purple in here anyway. I'm just going to get rid of it. Split toning. I'm going to play with the saturation just to see where it affects. So highlights, we can see it really affects up there. So I'm going to look at putting a little bit of teal back in. What are we looking at? What are we feeling? I'm feeling a little bit of teal up in here, you know? Only a little bit. What does the shadows affect? Shadow really affects around there. Should we put in a bit of a lighter colour? Or a complementary colour in there? Or should we stick with... Pop a bit of orange in there this time. Sharpening, I'm going to shove it straight up to 40. I always just put it on 40. Profile corrections, chromatic aberration. Probably should have done that at the start. You can see profile corrections kind of gives it less of a GoPro-y look, a bit more normal. Vignette. Proper bit of vignette on that, don't want too much done in here. Alright, now we're going to get finicky. We're going to get into the brush tool. And I'm going to hit O so I can see what I'm doing, and we're going to literally paint on me. Like so. O again, so I don't have that distracting redness. Exposure up a tad, shadows definitely coming up, like so. Blacks up, not too much. I'm also going to play with the temperature on me. I want me to stand out a little bit more. I want to look a bit more normal skin colours than just blue. That's teal yellow there. That looks a bit better. Saturate that up a bit. I'm also going to sharpen myself a bit more. So I'm the subject of this, so I want to stand out more. Also a bit more clarity. A little bit though, because we're going to do that in a second. Right now actually, because we're now going to shove in a radial filter across the whole middle section of this image. Invert it, because we want to affect the inside. See that? Oh, that's perfectly affecting what I want it to. Now, first thing I'm going to do is a bit of clarity in that. I want that to pop. Oh, I would never normally put this much clarity in, but it's working, it's working. Up the exposure a little bit, pull down the highlights, pull down the whites. Oh, not too much, not too much. Not going to pull down the whites, we'll do that separately in a second. So we're going to put up the whites a little bit. Dip the blacks a tad. I think that's shadows. Put them down a little bit. I'm going dark again, so we're going to go back and affect that. A little bit of contrast in as well. Let's go back to the brush tool. Select the brush tool over me. And I'm going to up exposure again. Pull those shadows and blacks out. A little bit more. Nice. Alright, new brush tool. I'm going to do it over this bit here now. Fat. Let's do all of it. Let's do all of me. Good thing about brush tool is if you go over, like Sarah's went, oh no, I didn't want to do that. Hold down Alt, and then you can paint it all away. So that looks good to me. Get rid of that. Now I want whites pulled out a tiny bit, highlights pulled out a tiny bit. A little bit more clarity. I love those particles around it, which is why I keep adding clarity. I want them to really pop. Nice, that looks better. Brush tool it. Okay, now I'm going to make the whole... The reason I didn't want to do too much vignetting is because I knew I was going to be doing this. I'm going to make the whole bottom of the image a little bit darker. So I'm going to drop that. What's good? I might even desaturate a little bit, just so it's really not doing much for the image. Same for the top. A bit more shadowing as well. In fact, we're going to drag that down quite a bit, but then we use a brush tool. I don't want it to affect there at all. Like my middle bit, I don't want this to be affected. I might even drop it down another stop. Ooh, yeah. I actually might even be preferring this a bit to my original one, you know. He says that. Actually, now he looks back at it, it's a bit grungy. We're gonna whole image exposure up a little bit. We're gonna go back again to me. Back at it with the white vans. Bit of whites in there. Blacks up a little bit more. See, now I'm starting a halo. I don't want a halo. Don't want a halo. Okay. Deselect. Oh, wait, no. I'm going to radial that around me. This tad here. No, I just want that. Oh wait, invert it so it's the everything inside. Let me see what's affected. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Whoa! Alright, Billy boy. Oh, I'm affected yet. Blacks up a little bit. Not too much. Okay. That looks pretty dope. Let's have a look before and after. Oh, yeah. Yes! Look at that. That looks much better. So the first one is so flat over here, and now I'm popping out. Loving that. The background as well. I mean, you still can't see much detail, but it just stands out so much more. This is all taken on a GoPro Hero 6 as well, right? Not a special camera, but I love GoPros. This is the reason why. But yeah, your eyes are immediately drawn to me because that beam of light, halo almost coming through the water. You can see some sort of light rays. Darken top and bottom so it really focuses on me. If we wanted to do this for the gram, crop it to 4x5. Probably bring me a bit more. I actually really like my positioning in that actually. Boom. Done. Gram ready. That is how I would recover. As you can see, there was a lot of editing done to that. But that's how I would recover a underwater photo that's just come out really flat because of gloomy water, not great lighting. There wasn't really much layering in there. There's not much like coral reef or anything behind me. It's just me in water and some ground. So that's how I would recover that. I am now that every time I look down, I'm like, oh, actually, I would actually take a bit of contrast out. Oh, no. Almost broke it. A tad bit out of the blacks, I think. That's a bit better. That's a bit better. Fine tweaking now. From here, it's just fine tweaking to get it exactly how I want it. But that is pretty much how I would edit an underwater photo to recover it when it's all flat. So, boom, there you go. Hopefully you can use that. Hopefully, if you're lucky enough to be anywhere where you can go swimming, use that at the moment. If not, I hope you're staying safe in this lockdown, quarantine rubbish. Even though it's kind of ended in the UK, but kind of not. It's a weird one. But yeah. Anyway, that is all from me today. If you like the video, please drop a thumbs up down below. It does massively help out. Subscribe to see more of the content, all the other stuff that YouTube is telling you to do. And if not, I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to take the shots. Peace.